You are being had. You are being defrauded. You are being lied to. You are being scammed. You are being destroyed, and so is your country right now. By media outlets not worth the dog waste you tracked in your house on your shoe. Take away from the show that this is what the media does. Kavanaugh, the Ukraine hoax, impeachment, all this is what they do. They perimeter around the acceptable conversation. Anyone outside of it's a conspiracy theory nut. Don't pay attention to them. When the conspiracy theory nuts, air quotes, are proven right, the quid pro quo didn't happen, the Mueller thing was a total scam, the spying happened, then later on drip the story out in slow pieces so that no one realizes the media was wrong and we were right. Watch how they did it with Tom Cotton. Hat tip, by the way, this A.G. Hamilton, I think it is on Twitter. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact, but I saw this on his Twitter feed, or I don't even know if it's a he or her, but this is just, listen to this one. So now there are strong suspicions out there by actual, smart people, not the media, that the Wuhan virus may have come out of a Chinese lab. But when Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican, of course, so he has to be attacked, Joe. When Senator Tom Cotton said this back in February, look at what the Washington Post wrote by Paulina, the disgrace for Rosie. Washington Post. Tom Cotton keeps repeating a coronavirus conspiracy theory that was already debunked. February 17, 2020, by Paulina, the disgrace for Rosie. So let's be clear. Tom Cotton suggested that the Wuhan virus may have come from a lab in Wuhan. By the way, a theory not yet proven, but showing very strong evidence. But Joe, back then, why was it? Think, Joe, think. I need you to be the audience referee. We're going to do a quiz show today. Okay. Think. Paula, you too. Despite our earlier technical difficulties, help me with this one. Why in February, when the media was still in don't panic mode, anything said against China is racist, and Trump is in fact a racist? Remember, this is the time period that article comes out. Why would saying the Wuhan virus leaked from a lab in China, why would calling it a conspiracy theory and attacking a Republican be useful for them? Because back then in February, we were still in, thank you for the Jeopardy theme. Back then in February, the useful perimeter of available arguments that you were allowed to put out that were only supposed to be damaging to Trump, the useful arguments back then was that Trump had overreacted, he's a racist towards China, and he's trying to blame China. Therefore, if we let it get out there that the Chinese may have leaked a deadly virus from a lab that killed Americans, that would make Americans believe, Joe, that Trump was right. And he's not a racist, that in fact he banned travel from China because of a real threat. We can't have that. That's a conspiracy theory. These media people are idiots because they now retcon the whole story. You don't take my word for it. Use their own headlines. They retcon the whole story. Paulina, the disgrace for Rosie, whatever her name is now pretending that article didn't happen. Here are her words in February when it was useful to attack Trump for attacking China. Senator Tom Cotton repeated a fringe theory suggesting that the ongoing spread of the coronavirus is connected to research in the disease-ravaged epicenter of Wuhan, China. Watch, this is their own words. Cotton referenced the laboratory in the city, the Wuhan National Biosafety Laboratory, an interview on Fox. Oh my God, he was on Fox saying it too? He said the lab was near a market. That's it, Joe. Some scientists initially thought was a starting point for the virus's threat. Again, so just to be clear, in mid-February, when attacking China was racist and that was useful for the disgraceful joke rag of the toilet paper of a newspaper, the democracy dies in the darkness when they are the darkness, Washington Post. Back then, it was a fringe conspiracy theory for Fox and Tom Cotton, who's a Republican. Softening you up. YouTube viewers, you get to cheat and look ahead. YouTube.com/Bongino. If you want to watch the show, Washington Post just yesterday by the way, David Ignatius, who always gets leaks from the intel community.
Yeah.
Somebody in the intel community must have known Trump was right and is now drip. Now that Tom Cotton's a known conspiracy theorist, now they can drip the truth out. Look, this is an actual article yesterday. How did COVID-19 begin? Its initial origin story is shaky. I thought it wasn't shaky. You just said, Paulina Ferozi, you just said it wasn't shaky. That if you suggest anything other than it originated in the wet markets, you're a conspiracy theorist. Now it's shaky. I thought democracy died in the darkness. Let's read the words of David Ignatius himself. U.S. intel officials don't think the pandemic was caused by deliberate wrongdoing. He's got to cover for China there, Joe, folks, first. Yeah. He's got to put that out there. The outbreak that has now swept the world instead began with a simpler story, albeit with tragic consequences. The prime suspect is natural transmission from bats to humans, perhaps through unsanitary markets. But here's the drip. Let's retcon the story, rewrite history right now. But scientists don't rule out that an accident at a research laboratory in Wuhan may have spread a deadly bat virus that has been collected for scientific study. Listen to this. Here we go. This is the same Washington Post. Good science, bad safety is how Senator Tom Cotton, I thought he was a conspiracy theorist, put this in a February 16 tweet. He ranks such a breach or natural transmission as more likely than two extreme possibilities: an accidental leak of a bioweapon or deliberate release. Here, he's got it. Here's the drip. They have to nuance and soften you up with the drip because they keep in mind, hold this up. Ignatius is getting leaks from the intel community that Trump was right the entire time, and so was Cotton. So he can't let that out at once. They can't retcon the story slow. They have to do it slowly, not quickly, or else they'll look like the idiots they are. So he's got to take shots first at Trump, and now he takes the shot at Cotton at the end. Cotton's earlier loose talk about bioweapons, keep in mind, he said it wasn't likely, set off a furor back when he first raised it in late January and called the outbreak worse than Chernobyl. Listen to me. And as my grandmother used to say, and listen to me good. God rest her soul, Eileen. Loved you to death. You are being had. You are being defrauded. You are being lied to. You are being scammed. You are being destroyed, and so is your country right now. By media outlets not worth the dog waste you tracked in your house on your shoe.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.